Ji, thank you, Suren, for this opportunity. I wouldn't have missed it for anything. And thanks for accommodating this whole timing bit that I made a request for. I didn't want to miss it, but I wanted to make sure other things also happen. I can see all these lovely names, some of them on tiles on my screen, and then some of you have turned on the videos. So it's really, I'm from the names I'm making out, people have come from different part of the world. So I'm really excited to be with you here. I'm based in Mumbai. My name is Nikhil Damle. Uh, I've had over 20 years of experience working in corporates in different kinds of roles. Uh, but as I was in my journey during that time, I realized that one of the things that was a string of things happening common, irrespective of what roles I was involved in, was about how to deal with people. Um, and if it is something, one thing that I can say that I can proudly sort of, associate with my all of my career, I can probably say that I've earned a lot of people in my life. And my goal in this new innings, it's been the next week will be 3 years that I left my job and I started this on my own. I have a business coaching practice. I do corporate programs, and just yesterday I finished my first NLP practitioner program. So I'm going to give myself a big hand for that. Uh, and really, my goal is to, in a very simple way, not about money, not about sort of tags or designations, but my goal is very simple, and the score for this goal right now is 9, and my target is 100. And you know what this score is about? This score is about how many people have said, Nikhil, anytime you can just come over to my place and stay. And if I reach a target of 100, I think I've been successful in what I've started last 3 years ago in my life. So with that being said, we're here today, and I really value you taking the time out for the Learnathon. And so let's get this going. Excellence is something that is very close to my heart. And often when I used to work in corporates, people used to use this word quite a lot. And the common context in which this would get used was, I am going to go and climb this particular mountain. I'm really looking at getting 5 marathons done this year. I'm going to get to that particular designation definitely, in the next 2 years. And I would hear these big sort of, as some people say, hairy, shiny, glitzy goals. And when I would hear that, uh, I would kind of have these big images of, people climbing, medals around their necks, stars around them. And I would ask myself, is that what excellence is? Is that the only thing that excellence can be? And it made me start to wonder very early on that is there a possibility that we could access excellence every day? So often looking for something which is big, if we were to plot those kind of things, if you thought of what is excellent according to you, how many things do you think would come to your mind? Probably in these many fingers, or with these many, maybe 20. Maybe if some of you are really sort of, ambitious people, 100. Or let's just stretch that out, right? Maybe some of you are really superstars over here, and that might be 500 or 1000. But if we really were to plot a line right now, this is where we are. This is where our life is heading over. This is somewhere here, depending on how old we are. Here it started somewhere. And this is where our lifeline is. And if we took all of these things, whether it is 1000, whether it is 500, whether it is 10 or 20, and we put it over here, do you think this lifeline will look full? If we really plot this line and started looking at it with all these big, hairy, shiny, glitzy goals that we call as achievements that we associate with excellence, I would probably think that there would be many gaps in between. And if we frame it this way, then what is really going on? What are all these gaps in between? What if we said that excellence being framed the way we are looking at it right now actually makes it hard? We're seeking after it, but the more we seek after it, it keeps going away from us. So, what if excellence could be looked at another way? What if excellence is those moments in between that don't even register, where nothing is happening, where we are probably waiting? Something big might come, and then I think I will say that I'm doing something excellent. And in these in between moments, what if there was an opportunity to taste or smell or just sense the presence and existence of opportunities where you could be excellent? Look at what's going on right now. All of you are here, and if someone from outside were to sort of look at this, they would wonder, oh, well, there's another Zoom meeting going on. What's the big deal? I've had many of these throughout the day today. But if you really paid attention to what got you here, then maybe there is something to dig into over there. What if something that is excellent is possible just now, right now? Just check. Is there something around you that's possible right now? Maybe you can just take a sip of water excellently. Or maybe you can just, it's been a long day and you can just catch your breath really nicely. Or maybe you know what? You want to just get up right now. I'll ring this bell and take 15 seconds and go and quickly give hug to someone. There's someone in the house that's waiting for a hug. Just go and do that right now. Get up, go and do that right now. Go quickly. Go give someone a hug or just put a peck on someone's. Prakash, yes, go and do it. Komal, Oluchi, Moshmi, Kalpana. Now, come on. We are back. Are we back? Did you do something? Who did what? Come on. What did you do? How did that feel? How did that feel? Komal, how did that feel? Prakash? Yeah? Yeah? How come you're smiling? Oh, but you didn't achieve Mount Everest peak, right? I mean, this is not the same. But how does this feel? How does this feel? And what did it take? What did it really take? It's available right there, possibly sitting, waiting to happen. And how many such moments are we missing? So these moments that we are missing in between, those nothing moments, those moments that don't even register, and how many such sips of water or tight hugs or quick peck on the cheek that's possible if we say that excellence is really the opportunities that are waiting for you to just grab out and they're there within your reach. Because if you look at something which is within your reach, imagine what changes here. What changed when you started getting up from your chair? What changed when I rang this bell saying you have 15 seconds? Just go and do it now. What changed for you? Were you feeling anxious? Were you feeling daunted by what's that big achievement that you're going to go after? Were you thinking, what will it take for me? What are the plans that I'm going to make? When will that thing come? Or did you just get up and just go and get it done? Excellence is not really Mount Everest. Excellence doesn't need to be a marathon. I remember a story. There was this guy who used to go for a jog in the park every day, and his Apple Watch would register the heart rate and the steps and the speed at which he was going. And he was trying to keep a track of the speed because he had promised himself Before the age of 25, he would have run the most major marathon in his city. And he was training for that every day. And every day when he would jog in the park, he would look at an old man sitting under a tree on a bench, skimming through a newspaper. And once in a while, he would wave at that old man and continue running by. Each time when this young man would go run by, a thought would enter his mind. Why is this old man sitting here? Isn't there something better to do? Surely he could read the newspaper in his home and be a little bit more productive over here, and things for him to do. And soon he would move on to his heart rate and his pace and his steps that he had to do. One such day, as the young man was running through, he kind of broke down. He was panting and gasping, and he saw the old man. And this time he just went and sat there next to him on the bench. Soon he started sobbing. And this old man turned his head from the newspaper and just tapped on his shoulder. And the young man said, "You don't know what I'm going through. It's my 25th birthday next week. And just today, doctor has told me I can't run because I'm wearing out my calf muscles. And it's going to be such a disaster in my life. All my goals in terms of money, all my goals in terms of achievements and other targets seem to be getting done. And this goal, which I had set for myself, I'm going to miss it just by 1 week. I may not even run this year. I can't take it." And the old man just tapped him on the shoulder like this, smiled, went back into his newspaper. So when we look at these strings of moments that are there, nothing happening, waiting, or some might think actually it's getting wasted. I remember a quote from this famous chef. Some of you might have watched MasterChef Australia. And there used to be this famous chef over there who would come as a mentor. His name was Marco Pierre White. Marco the Terrible, some would know him as. Because when Marco would go and judge, his sharp eyes would catch even the smallest of things. And Marco would say, excellence is nothing but small things done very well over a long period of time. And if you captured these small moments that are available, these gifts, these opportunities, one of which you seized just now when I asked you to go and do something. And if you seize these opportunities, imagine the number of small, excellent moments that you have the opportunity to create. Will that be 1,000? Maybe 10,000? Maybe 1,000,000? Who knows? Maybe even more than that. But if you then look at that lifeline of yours, which had these big, big, shiny, starry, glitzy, ditzy things in there, and now you start mapping them out with these small, accumulated moments of excellence that you can grab, which are within reach, which are right in front of you. That's the big difference. So if you want to focus on those major events, well, yeah, maybe they will come once in a while. You'll be very happy. But the other times, what's going on? Very uninspiring. You'll probably take out your phone, look at Instagram, and see what other people are doing. And that will make you even more upset that I don't seem to be doing anything at all. And what are all these people doing? Parkour and jumping over here and doing these things and living their life. But if you focused on just those moments in between that are possible to grab right in front of your nose, within your reach, who knows what kind of innovation it might spark? Who knows what kind of inspiration it might create? Maybe it'll start a revolution. We don't know. times are like these today that we may even need a revolution. But what's the most important thing here is to look for those gaps, look for what is within your reach, but also look to get it done. Because those small moments, that kiss, that sip, that just straightening of your back, the old man was just sitting there and he said, I see you run here every day, and I really admire how dedicated you are, whether it's hot or cold, or rain or shine. I see you make it to the park every day and run through here. I was young like you once before, but I didn't have the courage, and I was too lazy not to wake up and take care of myself. You may have lost an opportunity to run the marathon before the age of 25, but I admire what you're doing every day, taking care of yourself. And I'm sure if you continue doing this, there are many more marathons written in the future for you. All that it takes is for you to focus and start looking for what is it that's possible for you now. And if what's possible for you now is within your reach and visible to you, maybe you learn not just how to access excellence every day, but possibly in every moment. And for granting me your attention for these string of moments that you've been with me so far, I thank you a lot. And I hope this inspires or just spurs you up a little bit to try and think of what's the excellence that's possible in the next 15 minutes, maybe before you go to sleep, maybe right after you wake up tomorrow morning, because it's there. And if you don't look for it, you might not get it. So thank you so much for stringing your attention through these minutes and granting me this space.